Leadership Lens, and thank you for subscribing to this channel. My name is Funke Olaonido. Join me as we explore a new episode today. So today we're talking about designing a personal development plan. You see, years ago, I was living my life on autopilot. Wake up in the morning, go to work very hard, come back, prepare for the next day, and the cycle continued. I was stagnant. I felt stuck. Deep within me, I knew I could do more. I just don't know how to start or what to do. And the days goes by. But one afternoon, I was getting ready for work for the next day. I was listening to a podcast from Pastor Sam Adeyemi, who happens to be a success and a leadership coach. And so he said, for a minute, imagine a football pitch, a football match without a goalpost. I thought, that's a waste of time, waste of resources, and waste of energy. What would they be doing there? He said, yes, that's how some people are living their life. He said, people wake up in the morning, they go to work, they work very hard, they come back home, and they repeat the cycle without having a clearly written plan or goals written for their life on how to improve or where they want to go. Oh, it eats me so hard. You already know why. As at that time, I have no plan, I have no goals written down for my life. Before now, I'd always believed that when I work hard, follow the rules and regulations, success will come. But no, life is more than that. Success is an intentional journey. It's something you have to plan. So I began to write down. I began to ask myself questions that needed to be answered. Questions like, where am I right now? Where do I want to be in the next 5 years? Where would I love to be in the next 10 years? In the next 20 years, what will I like to be doing? So I began an assessment. And you know what? Because transformation is retrospective, looking back now, a lot of things have changed. And this is why today I am asking you to please design a personal development plan for your life. Your career, your life, have a goal, have a plan. Don't keep it in your head, write it down. You know, that Bible passage that said, write the vision, write it down, have it clearly written and clear goals. The first question would be, why do I have to have a clearly written plans and goals? Number one, it helps you in your decision making. So many things will call for your attention. So many things will come your way and you feel, oh, I can participate in that. But you see, once you identify where you want to be and you write out a plan, it helps you in your decision making to say, oh, this is going to be helpful for my plan, I'll do it. This is not going to be helpful for where I'm going, I'm not going to do it. So having a personalized plan, development goals help you to make decisions. Number two, it gives you a sense of purpose, motivation. When the journey is no longer easy, when it is time to sacrifice your sleep, hours of sleep, when it is time to do more, when it is time to add extra, naturally you just want to be complacent and say, I'm okay. But by the time you remember that there is a plan, there is a journey ahead of you, there are things that you must do to achieve it. It keeps you motivated. It keeps you going. So you want to ask, how then do I develop a personal plan? The first important thing you need to do is to self-assess. Do a self-assessment. What is self-assessment? It's an in-depth, genuine, and honest review of yourself. You look inward and you ask yourself, what skills do I have now? What are my strengths? What are my weaknesses? What are the opportunities I have? What are my aspirations? And like me, you want to ask, where am I right now? Where do I want to be in the next 5 years? Where do I want to be in the next 10 years? Write all of this down. And in case you don't know where to start, because it looks overwhelming and a lot of things to write, start by journaling. Journaling is one of the most effective ways to practice self-assessment. It helps you to track your thoughts, your emotions, your ideas. After a time, you find out that there is a pattern in the way you think, the way you react, in your emotions, and the patterns of ideas. These are things you can reflect on. These are things you can leverage to develop your plans. Number 2, do a SWOT analysis. There is a video on this channel that talks more about SWOT analysis. I'll put the link in the description box so that you can watch. But you see, majorly, SWOT analysis is about identifying your strengths. Those things that comes to you naturally. Those things that you do and people compliment you. Identify at least 4 or 5 strengths. Number 2, weaknesses. Find out what your weaknesses are. Those things that you run away from. Those things that you are not really very good at. Those things that when they come, you just push them by one side. They are as important as your strengths. Identify them. The next one will be opportunities. Identify your opportunities and the threats around you. It helps you to look inward, to identify your strengths, to identify your weaknesses. So do a SWOT analysis. Do a personal SWOT analysis. It works for individuals and it also works for businesses. So SWOT analysis is a method, is a tool for your self-assessment. Number 3, take personality test. Personality test gives us insight into our perception, our behavior, and our tendencies. There are certain strengths and weaknesses that are peculiar to personalities. Maybe as a choleric, some things will come to you naturally. And as a result of that personality, you will struggle with some things. Your knowledge of your tendencies, what you are likely to succeed at, what the things that are likely to be your weakness, they help you to assess yourself and help you to kind of find out what needs to change, what strengths to leverage on. You see, once you've taken a personality test, compare it with your journaling, compare it with your own SWOT analysis, the things that you have done for yourself. Compare it, come up with a conclusion of where you are now and where you want to be. And then you now ask yourself, how do I get to where I want to be? The result from what you get is what we are going to use to develop a SMART goal. And the next time we meet, we'll talk about developing an effective SMART goal. My name is Funke Olaonipekun. You're welcome to Leadership.